Hey now, Marc Elias here, Red One Realty. Today we are here with Jacob Craig of the elite agent team at Red One Realty. You had mentioned to me that you were injured. How did you get injured?
So it happened over in Dubai. I was it was Libertyport.
Mm.
I got injured. I got basically hit in the back of the head several times. Suffered several blows to the back and side. Had several staples. So that kind of injury, I didn't realize what it was at the time. And the Navy wasn't so proactive on injured vets at the time. This was in 2008. So this is before the whole revelation of personality disorders and stuff like that for vets because they have PTSD. Everybody was, oh, you just got a personality disorder, we discharge you.
Yeah, getting hit on the head, it's kind of serious.
It does,
right?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been hit on the head as hard as you have, and they like sit you down and they get nurse and they're like, is there head trauma? So they didn't do any of that.
No, it's I had 7 staples on the side of my head. Obviously went on like a 24-hour limited duty kind of thing.
Yeah.
Go about it. Throughout my deployment, I did suffer more head injuries, and that being resulting of my PTSD from that. And so that's what got me in my first job, which was occupational therapy. I loved helping people get back on their feet. It was just really rewarding, just like woken something up inside me. I did a lot of injury sports rec stuff. I traveled the countryside here in the U.S. doing it with Lakeshore Foundations and other ones, and really just got to experience a lot. See guys in wheelchairs and see guys with no legs, no arms. My favorite story is I got to see a vet who was a double amputee who has. I walked up to Colorado to go skiing with me and my family, and he's standing out there and he had an IUD and explodes. So he's lost arms, a lot of face injuries, stuff like that. And he's sitting there smoking a cigarette with his prosthetic fingers, like it's just a hook. And he's like, he lifts it up and puts it on down.
It's good, Jake.
Yeah, and he's like,
you're like, dude, that kills you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, that's what he's like. He's like, yeah, it's gonna kill me one day. Stop. I've already been blown up. What do I care? But I mean, it's just mind opening to see how some of these guys who are in worse positions than you are doing good because they've had somebody to support them.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure at some point we've all been at that point where we're like, we don't want anybody to help us. We don't want to eat the pride or the ego bullshit. I mean, in all honesty. But at the end of the day, Rome wasn't built by itself. The one person didn't do it. You gotta do it. The pyramids weren't built by themselves. If you're gonna be successful in life, you've got to learn how to utilize what you have and who you have.
How are you approaching the growth of your business?
Yeah, so I always laugh. I was like, knock on wood, I've not had to require Zillow leads that I've paid for directly.
Sure.
I've been on teams before where they've had Zillow leads calls, but majority of my business comes from sphere of influence, social media, referrals, and you get occasional like Op City leads. But I kind of follow behind the idea that social media is free, right? And it's the most underused marketing tool that any entrepreneur, not even just realtors, any entrepreneur can use, right? They don't use it. Nobody uses it very rarely. We see successful, we think, oh man, these people are content creators. They're great. They're big. Why can't I do that? It's not hard. It's really not at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I actually took up the idea of looking at Buffer. I used to just post everything individually myself and schedule it. But I took the idea to look at Buffer, and it's a great source.
Good. So what is Buffer?
So Buffer is just it's kind of like a funnel for all your social media, right? So you can link as many as you want. I think Buffer right now has a three channel package for free is what I'm using. So right now I use my Facebook, Instagram, and my Twitter X now. And I schedule times on there, time blocks. I post all the media that I need to inside that system, and then I just forget about it.
And what are you posting?
So we're just posting everything from educational bits to just out and about, right? Like, so it's so easy to say, I want to post all this, educational, all this informational. I just want to share a house on Facebook. But really, at the end of the day, it's simple TV, right? You want to get your audience engaged, right? So I'll do live open houses of my listings. Some agents have asked me to come in and do live open houses for them. We do virtual showings. We do just simple snaps like, like, hey, well, I'm standing at a house, or like today, I posted a picture in the car before I headed up here, headed up here to, do a vlog kind of thing. So simple things like that, people are interested, because what's going to happen is now somebody's going to see like, hey, I'm headed to a listing appointment, in the car, just me in the car, just simple, headed to a listing appointment, wish me luck. And it's going to think, oh, good luck. People want you to be successful.
Yeah.
And then they're also waiting to see what the house is now, because now they're engaged, right? Now they're invested into this. Like, okay, I want to see if he gets it now. So they're going to check that. Check your social media. So what you're doing is essentially for free is engaging people, potential clients, and you're having them now into their top of mind. So now when they roll on Facebook, they're liking your posts. So now they're seeing you more often, or it's the simple algorithm that Facebook's used and all these other ones. And now, so you're not even paying for ads, you're getting free ads. Or if your cousin shares or your friend shares your post, your closing, you just now for free posted something that 500 other individuals saw.
These interviews, for example, I had to work through having to like not look good, not be perfect, sound like an idiot sometimes.
Yep. People don't care if you're goofy. People don't care if you mess up.
They like it more, actually.
They do, yeah, and it's relatable. But right now, I've probably would say I've mastered Facebook.
Mastered Facebook.
Really, it's just simple as just share it. I mean, you have your own Facebook platform.
Yeah.
You have your personal, and you have your professional. And for a long time, I was struggling to share on both platforms. So what I would do is eventually this past year, especially, started sharing on my professional platform for my professional stuff. But then I would go back into my personal and I would share that.
Yes.
So now it's getting duplicated, right? And so people on both ends are seeing it. Yeah. You have to get into a habit, right? You're never going to be able to just do something 4 times and it continue to work, right? So you're going to have to continuously post content.
How often do you post?
So I try to post a minimum once a day.
Do you just take the telephone, put it in front of you, and shoot the segment?
So originally that's how I started, right? Like doing my open houses. That's how I, hey, it's your favorite realtor, Jacob Craig, Red One Realty.
You're good side.
Yeah, good side, whatever. How do you want to do it? Yeah, you definitely want to check it out.
Jacob, you don't have a good side.
Hey, sound like my kids now. But no, they, so I was, did that. I would walk around the house, I'd flip it around, show it, for the house. Go about that way. And then I said, well, man, sometimes I'd watch some of my content and it'd be kind of shaky. Right. So I'm like, all right, so let me buy a stabilizer. So I bought a little stabilizer, and it worked out well. It turned out really great. It did some good, virtual house showing options.
What I would really love for my multimedia kind of library is video reviews from my clients.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I have a lot of written reviews, but I'm not convinced that people read. I think that people look at the stars, in my opinion. Because in our Instagram kind of culture, like, I don't know if people have the patience to read.
Right.
That's my point of view.
Yeah, and if it's anything longer than 3 sentences, most people, 3 to 4 sentences, they're like, all right, that's cool, go. We had this talk with one of our kids recently, is that, failing is part of life, right? And the whole, I think Dave Goggins that says it.
Who?
Dave Goggins. And so he says,
like, dare you call him Dave? You don't have a relationship.
Well, no, I don't.
David Goggins.
David
like
Goggins.
Dave.
Yeah.
Whoa, easy. Slow your roll there, buddy.
Yeah.
Just because you're in the Navy doesn't mean you can say Dave.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this to Dave. We'll see what he has to say.
Feel free. So, but he says, babies, they fall, right? Like every time, once in a while, they fall when they're trying to walk, and they continue to fall. And you have your support system, and you have that, and you hold them up, and then they start walking, and then eventually they'll walk on their own because they've continued to fail over and over again. And I think so many agents get out of the system so quickly because, one, they don't have that support, right? They don't have a support broker. They don't have support, training. They don't have the tools. And I see so many agents, especially in our area in Southeast Ohio, is that's really, really hard. Something I've always been passionate about is community engagement, period. In that concept, even back when I was occupational therapy, I did community engagement. We did, a group for families and parents with children with autism and ADHD and sensory deference. We did classes, and I did this with basically the help of the hospital, give me the space, but on my own cost. And then we raised money for it and stuff like that. Once I left there, I tried to continue that. We've done last year, not this year, but last year, we did a family fun day in Bremen, Ohio, which is where we brought in local vendors only, little individual entrepreneurs. They got to purchase a spot for like $25 to come in and sell their stuff. And it was like a small community fair, right? We had a local business plumber who loved to cook and stuff like that. He cooked up this giant meal, like cookout meal. We had it at the park. People came out and played. We played cornhole. We got other small business owners engaged that were in the business. Like nobody had met the gas station owner, the new gas station owner. He brought down like 16 packs of water for us and donated to the program, you know. And so like we did all this, and it's fun, and it gets people engaged. I mean, it's a really easy way to market yourself, but also at the same time, some people worry about door knocking. A great way to get everybody together is just throw a party, right? Like have a good time.
Thank you for joining us, Jacob Craig with the elite team at Red One Realty.
Yep.
Sir, I appreciate your generosity and the chance to talk shop, get to know you. Also want to thank you for your service. You are a brave young man who really made a commitment to our country, and I just wanted to publicly tell you thank you for protecting our freedoms here.
I appreciate it, and like I said, it was an honor, and so it was, and it was I've made a lot of good friends and good people over the time, and so it was definitely a very learning and great experience at the time. So
Awesome. All right, man. Appreciate it.
thank you, appreciate it.